Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. And today we are going to be covering the comic book Marvel Studios 2024 panel. We're ranking all the films that they talked about at the Comic-Con panel, from the worst to the best, of what announcements they made, and what announcements excited me more, and what assignments excited me least. That's the thing, how we're ranking. It's not changing them, it's not ranking them based off excitement, it's ranking them off based off of what excited me more with each announcement. So let's go in and get started talking about all these movies. So just because Fantastic Four is in last place does not mean I'm not excited for it anymore. The reason why it's in last place is because of all the announcements that they had. It wasn't really the most exciting. Now, don't get me wrong, the things that they announced were pretty cool. They announced the new title for the movie, and they had the Fantastic Car. And the whole cast came out on stage and all that, and they talked about the movie and stuff. And then they showed some images of what the movie looks like. Some first footage. The first footage I saw like pictures of it online. It looks cool. And that's like the only Marvel movie I've ever seen of new footage from the things they showed. The Fantastic Car, I have no relationship to, because I don't really know the Fantastic Four like that. I only saw, the Chris Evans movies and the Michael B. Jordan one, so I don't have big connections with it. The title change of this movie, I have some thoughts on, which is now called the Fantastic Four's First Steps. They keep trying to say that this isn't going to be an origin story for the Fantastic Four because we already know their story, and that they go to space, get their powers, and that's how they become the Fantastic Four. But every little bits of detail keeps making me feel like it's an origin story. First Steps, 1960s retro New York. Past, First Steps, sounds like origin story material. I don't get that, but I'm still very excited for it because they seem like they have a lot of passion with it, and especially coming off of WandaVision, especially some concept art I saw of something they posted, it looks exactly like that, so I think they could actually do really good. But if it's an origin story, I'd be totally fine with that. Now, Captain America Brave New World is actually a film we got some new good stuff on. We got some talks with how they use the wings and the action and all the stars and everything. And we also find out who Giancarlo Esposito has been playing. He is playing the king of the Serpent Society, the Sidewinder. I don't really know much about the Serpent Society other than those villains that were led by Madam Hydra in Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Besides that, I have no connection with these characters, but I am excited to see Giancarlo Esposito join the MCU. We also got announcements that Adamantium will be introduced in here, as well as the Celestial that's trapped in the ocean from Eternals will be talked about. And I think it's shown when we see that clip of Sam's Captain America and Falcon flying in the air, so I think that's where it is. And we also get some new footage of Thaddeus Ross turning into the Red Hulk in front of the White House while giving a speech. Sounds pretty cool. I mean, I'm guessing that's what that image in the trailer is of the White House coming apart. Sounds pretty cool. And I don't know, I'm still nervous for it with, the Red Hulk and the leader stuff, but there are things that I'm looking forward to with this film. Like, it's not entirely bad, it's just, I don't want this to be an overshadowed Hulk movie. I want it to be a Captain America movie and a political thriller. You're bringing in Red Hulk and the leader, two Hulk villains. How does that balance into grounded superhero? Not sure how that works, but I am intrigued, so I am still excited for this movie a little bit. Now, Thunderbolts I've always been excited for this movie ever since they announced it, as it's like the MCU's version of the Suicide Squad. And then I haven't been as excited since because of the roster that they announced at D23 2 years ago. But I feel like I'm starting to get more hope with the film. From what they said at the story, of all the films that they had talked about, this one had the least exciting things to talk about. They didn't really say anything that's happening. All they really talked about was who's the best on set. That's pretty much it. But there's new details that they kind of they talked about that kind of made me more excited, in that of course it's practical stunt work, so most of them did their own stunts, so that's kind of cool. But more importantly, it's like these characters are getting sent on the same missions, but they don't really know who it's from, and so they're practically getting set up. And with all of that, it kind of it feels kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type situation, which I watched that show from 2024 and I thought it was really good. But something like that makes me interesting, and to see whatever these side missions are, whatever footage they saw at Comic-Con, I want to see that. And I think, like, if they're going on little individual missions, I would want to see that, to see how fun would that be. But also, I'm excited to see the chemistry between all these characters that possibly could not work together. I think that's the funnest thing. And to also see some of these characters that weren't necessarily villains, but also weren't necessarily heroes, become heroes in their own way. And to get this new team of heroes, it's like something like the Guardians, but also a new type of team-up movie. I think that this will be something unique for the MCU. I'm excited. I'm still looking forward to it. Now, here's when it gets to the big ones. Of course, Avengers. The last two Avengers movies are some of my favorite films of all time. And if you don't know, there's kind of big things that they announced for the Avengers films, and really for Avengers Doomsday. First one up here, they announced that the Russo brothers are coming back for the next two Avengers movies, so that is fun. They also announced that the Fantastic Four from the new Fantastic Four movie will be in both Avengers films. And they also announced the new title for Avengers 5, which is no longer Kang Dynasty because of the stuff with King the Conqueror and the low reception of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and how they treated him, as well as Jonathan Majors. So now, Avengers 5 is now called Avengers Doomsday, which means the villain of the multiverse saga will officially now be Doctor Doom. But obviously, in order to introduce this character, we need to have an actor to play him, and they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. What do I think of it? I think it could be cool, especially if you get a fight in here, because obviously what's interesting about Avengers Doomsday is, as it's the next Avengers movie, this is basically the team up for the next Avengers team. So there's possible rumors that we get Spider-Man in here, since he's becoming your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man plus Sam Wilson's Captain America. And I've been hearing this ever since it was announced, of a fight between Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, and to see his face look like Tony Stark, that would be such an emotional fight. Obviously, I know he's moved on from the Iron Boy Jr. stuff, but it would be very emotional. I think Robert Downey Jr. could do a good job, especially after Oppenheimer. I think he deserves to do a good, fine role, especially since I've heard that Doctor Doom, Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom in the comics. So I think this could work. Now, Avengers Secret Wars, I'm more excited for this film mainly because we don't really know much about it, but one of the best things that the Russo brothers did with Infinity War is that they took the biggest task. While Avengers Doomsday is exciting and stuff, that one's a little bit going to be more smaller because we're assembling the new Avengers team, we're establishing Doctor Doom as a big threat, and Avengers Secret Wars is going to be basically the Infinity War endgame event of the multiverse saga. And obviously those are my favorite films, so I'm practically more excited for that, and the Russo brothers know how to do that, but How are they going to do that with on a bigger scale, on a bigger budget, and all of that stuff? And that excites me a lot, because to see an army of all my favorite Marvel characters from the MCU team up together to stop Thanos, just imagine how awesome it would be to see an army of multiverse Marvel characters across the multiverse team up to stop Doctor Doom and whatever he's going to assemble. This would be awesome. Now, maybe we can get the Beyonder to be the villain of Avengers Secret Wars. We'll see, but overall, that is my ranking of all the Comic-Con movie panels. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.